You know, for something without any arms, for something that's basically just a blob that knows one attack, you hit pretty hard. Hey, we're back again. Right. And I'll speak after some persuasion. This drunk has found his way back on. But I'm good. I'm not dead. I'm all right after the incident last week. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello. Yes. So, like I say, my I guess I have to refer to him as my co-host now. Is back this week after his persuasion last week. Uh, but no, all good to go again. So let's start the way we always do. Thought there was a bruise there, but there isn't. That's good. Not sure if this was answered in the last stream, but do I watch bids by Snapcube? I don't know what that is. Couldn't I have let Morphin to fight Ditto? I didn't have my Morpher on me. And the struggle move hits harder than you think it does. But he's under strict warnings this time. If he starts out with his usual antics, he's going back in the ball. And that's a promise for that. I should have done that a long time ago. Thoughts on the DLC for Fire Emblem Three Houses where you can... I read that as where you can dress your characters up as maids and butters. Dress your characters up like butters from South Park, which actually that would be much better DLC. Maids and butlers. I mean, Japan has an obsession with maids and butlers, so there's no surprise that happened. But can you make them into android butlers? That is the question. Like CJ. Actually, speaking of gaming news, one thing that I did find at the London Gaming Market, which I've never played before, but everybody tells me is great. In fact, I think it's even been brought up in these streams how great it apparently is. I've started playing Crisis Core on my PSP. Had to dust off my PSP. Funny thing was, it's a lot smaller than I remember it being. Granted, I was a lot younger when I last played it, so my hands were obviously smaller, I guess. But yeah, I was like, oh, I remember this thing being bigger. But yes, I have started playing Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which, if you don't know, is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII that basically explores the story of Zack. So far, it's all right. It's not quite what I was expecting, but it's okay. It's all right. One thing I'll give it legit credit for. It's interesting seeing Sephiroth before he goes insane, seeing like who he was before he went all I'm gonna slam a meteor into the planet. I mean, he's still largely the same in that he's kind of stoic, but he's not psychotic yet. But we all know how that's gonna go. What starter am I going to pick for sword? I think I've said it multiple times in these streams, but my starter is going to be Sobble because let me see if I can find the picture of the plushie. I'll show you why Sobble's going to be my starter. Let me show you. Sobble's going to be my starter because I can relate to that face hard. I relate to that face on so many levels. Who's the dude that's always reciting poems in Crisis Core? Genesis, I think his name is. You know, who was apparently just as much a hero as Sephiroth, along with Angiel, which is why nobody from the original game ever mentioned them at all. I followed you for like 10 years on and off. It's interesting to see how much has changed and how much has stayed the same. You want to know how much has changed? I'm going to get payback on Suzumiya. I'm not her puppet anymore. Speaking of Pokemon, did anyone see Jaden Animation's video on her Nuzlocke challenge? I don't know who that is. Although I think that came up in a recommended feed for me, so probably a lot better than the content I'm putting out there, let's be honest. But yeah, Sword and Shield are coming out this week, aren't they? And I don't care what anyone says. I'm excited for those games. I don't care who's not going to be in there. I don't. I don't care about the things people are nitpicking on when actually what they're upset about is the national Dex not being in there. Look, guys, we live in an age where like the missing Pokemon can be patched in at a later date. I know Game Freak have no plans at the moment to do that, but that's just it. It's just at the moment. They probably want to launch the game, see how the new mechanics play out, see what bugs need to be fixed, and maybe some point in the future they'll add it in. So yeah. Oh, Ferrotaku's here. Cool. How you doing, mate? Sorry. Ever talk with your mouth full? But yeah, like guys. There's over 800 Pokemon now. Okay. To program them all into a game. To program. Thing is, they want the game to be of top quality, like all the new features to work properly, and they can't focus on that if they're having to program over 800 blinking Pokemon into the game. I'd much rather play Witcher 3 on the Switch than Pokemon Sword and Shield, mainly because they got rid of Squirtle is spelled wrong, but Squirtle. Yeah, but guys, he can be patched in. Okay. Guys, it's not the end of the world. Like they've confirmed that Mareep isn't going to be in it, because of the new cheap Pokemon. And I discussed last week how Ampharos is my favorite Pokemon, so that means I can't get an Ampharos. Am I disappointed about that? Yeah. Does that mean I'm not going to get the game? Of course not, because I'll find other Pokemon to use. If you want the best like example, taking the mic, he's taking the mic. He's making fun of like the overreactions of people of Pokemon about Pokemon being removed from the game. If you want the best video on that, watch Jim Sterling's video on Pokemon Sword and Shield is officially bad now, because it's really funny. It is one of the best videos he's done in a while. It's you need to watch it. It's really, really funny. Do I mind the microtransactions in CTR Nitro Fueled? Yes and no. No, because it doesn't affect me personally per se, because I never buy into to microtransactions. But yes, in the scummy way in which they handled it, in that they waited for the game to come out and then get all the positive reviews without the microtransactions in, and then look at that, we've got all these positive reviews, all this positive feedback. Let's put the microtransactions in now and crank up the price of the digital currency on everything that you can unlock. It's just, and you know what the best part is? We're the idiots for thinking Activision could actually change. Uh, Leonardo won't stop talking about busting a nut. I don't know if that's your new catchphrase or what, but uh, I'm challenging myself to have a party of only new Pokemon. But does that include like regional variants? Like Galarian Weezing, which is awesome. At least CTO is still a fun game. It is, and I've been enjoying the new stuff on the new Grand Prix. Even though I never played Crash Tag Team Racing, so I don't know who some of the new characters are. But it's nice to see Koala Kong make a comeback, and um, I don't know. I don't know who King Chicken is. Did he come from Crash Tag Team Racing? Um, I don't know who he is, but I just know it's amazing. There's a time for people who use microtransactions a lot. They're called whales. What? Anyway. uh, how do I say normal in KHF? What? Not really, but do I think it's the thing is with we're getting Rillaroo as a new character in the game. No, not really. They seem to be digging characters out of every corner of the Crash lore, I want to say. Um, so yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me that they bring Rillaroo, even though he was only in it for one game. I mean, um, I mean, I kind of thought he was dead. I'm like, oh hey, Rillaroo, we thought you were dead. uh, by the way, did I see the technocracy videos by the mysterious Mr. Enter? I haven't actually watched that much of his stuff actually. I've watched a couple of his videos. I don't actually actively watch him all that much. Uh, the thing is, Rillaroo wasn't even a character before Crash Bash. That's why I think it's weird. Yeah, it's funny. Like when I first played Crash Bash, like growing up, I actually for the majority of the time only owned Crash 1 and 3. I had rented to. I'd rented the second one maybe a couple of times, but um, but I'd never really, but I'd never like owned it. So when I rented Crash Bash for the first time, and I saw Rillaroo, I just kind of assumed he was a character I'd never come across in Crash 2, but no, it turned out that he was completely original for that game, and we'd never seen him before and never seen him since. Uh, just kind of what he just kind of wandered onto the game set during development. Uh, uh, I've stayed away from. I assume you mean the mysterious Mr. Enter. I've stayed away from him because he's kind of a douche. So I'm less into um causistic critics. Yeah, I've heard he can be quite polarizing, Mr. Enter. Uh, but you'd know a thing or two about being polarizing, wouldn't you? Blob. People keep asking me Persona questions, and I keep telling you I've never played the Persona series. I know I probably should at some point, but I've never played it. So if there's anything going on with the Persona series, I have no thoughts. Anyway, my sandwich for today. I'm actually branching out and getting a new sandwich because this was the plan of the show. I've got a egg, mayonnaise, and bacon sandwich today. I think I've had this on the show before, but it's egg and bacon, so I should like it. Should be nice. I should enjoy it. Cheers. That is really good. Have I ever played Subnautica? No, but I've never played it, but I have watched Neebs Gaming's do I want to say playthrough of it? Yeah, I guess it was kind of playthrough of it, yeah. Which is fun. Like any let's play those guys do of a game is always fun because they go the extra mile to give it that cinematic feel. So like when like they go underwater, they add a like filter on their voices to make it sound like they're underwater. Like in games where they're all playing a game at once, like they've recently started doing Minecraft again. If they're far away from each other, they'll, depending on whose point of view you're seeing, you'll hear like what the person who's further away, you'll hear their voice be echoed and quiet and stuff. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that they go the extra effort. Which do I want to fight Perfect Cell from? Devil Optimus. I don't really watch that because well, A, you're ripping off Tim Forster. I mean, maybe you got the go ahead to do it, and that's fine. But two, it's too weird for me. It's too weird. Like it's got this whole thing with him being friends with Kermit the Frog and stuff that just doesn't make sense. It's like no, it's not for me. Okay, Jim, nothing makes sense. Very true. I am the man who, for reasons never quite explained, has an unhealthy obsession with the undergarments of Toru Honda. I need help. Now, for Otaku, I'm sorry to have put you in timeout, but I've asked before for you not to bring personal issues into the chat because this is meant to be a time of being chilled out. So I have Emma Sky as an assistant. Well, KHF does, yeah. Thing is with the Emma Sky stuff, that's kind of what's becoming a divisive point for me of whether or not I'll be like able to do KHF stuff again because the thing is Ace Attorney doesn't have the pull that it used to. Like, you know, people aren't as into it. I mean, the series has been kind of in hibernation since the last game, which I didn't even play. You know, the series has kind of been in hibernation for a while. It's kind of a niche audience. I'm not even doing the character properly. Like, she's not even in character when she's in my videos. And quite honestly, adding her in seems like an extra hassle. I know it's been a staple of my videos for a while, but well, at the moment, I'm honestly questioning whether or not I should continue with the character in my videos going forward. But you know, it's just stuff I'm thinking about. You can shut up back there, you lousy drunk. I was gonna say, oh yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen that I finished finished playing Metal Gear Solid 2 for the first time ever. I've never actually played the second one before because I've been, for whatever reason, I can't even tell you why I decided to do it, but I've been like looking into the Metal Gear franchise because I've never actually played it properly before. But I finished the second one, and now I'm questioning everything about my life and whether or not I actually have free will or not. But I've been told Kojima games will do that to you. Am I looking forward to the Doctor Who New Year's special? Don't tell the PC culture, but I haven't actually been following this current series of Doctor Who, not because it's a female doctor, I just haven't gotten around to it. But if I tell anybody that, then I'm the actual devil incarnate, and I will be hung. I don't blame you for hating on Raiden in MGS2. It gets better in 4 and Rising. I didn't hate on Raiden. I didn't hate Raiden at all. What I hated, was the soap opera bullshit with Rose every time I blink and saved the game. That's what I hated, and that's because I didn't like Rose mostly because she was kind of a bitch. But then again, that wasn't actually Rose. That was, well, spoiler alert. But yeah, it was the soap opera bullshit with Rose. Every time I saved the game, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't even save the game without 5 minutes of conversation. With Mei Ling, she just gave me like some old proverbial saying, and that was it. But with Rose, it's just like, oh my gosh, why is this important now? It got its absolute worst when you're having to escort Emmerich through the building, and like Rose starts getting all petty and jealous, and it's like, I saved the game, and she's like, well, you and Emma seem close, and I'm like, don't do it, and she's like, is she cuter than I am? I'm like, they're doing it, they're fucking doing it. Ugh. You know, you're a bitch. Hey, whatever your name is, stupid bitch, I don't care. MGS2 meme, son. MGR nanomachine, son. What are nanomachines? Magic. So, as some call me Johnny describes them in his MGS reviews. Because nanomachines basically are like they're basically science magic. Basically, is what they are. But yeah, no, like all my jokes aside, I did actually enjoy MGS2 quite a lot. And like I said, I don't actually hate Raiden, and maybe it's because I knew he was coming in as the main protagonist of that game. Like, you know, that surprise, like that had already been spoiled for me. I already knew that I was going to be playing most of the game as Raiden. So I didn't have that, you know, bait and switch stuff that the people who played the game when it was new had. And actually, I don't mind Raiden as a character all that much. Like, especially when you going back to the Emma Emmerich stuff, like when you meet her and he's trying to help her like through the flooded area when she's got phobia of water, and the way he handles her phobia, I thought was really well done. I was like, all right, you're a good man. You're handling this very well. All right, you're okay in my book. Favorite sensei waifu? None of them. None of them, because teachers are scum. Um, How far am I into MGS3? Not very far at all. I literally just got done with the tutorial moments, like the opening moments of trying to rescue Sokolov. I saw the James Bond-esque opening, and I've just met Eva. That's as far as I've got. Uh, so I'm not that far into MGS3. But it amuses me with Eva, like the second you meet her, she unzips her jumpsuit, gets her boobs out, and like talks about how she's infiltrated um Volgan's ranks, and I'm just like, I can't imagine how. uh, uh, I take it I haven't fought the astronaut on fire in MGS3. What? Oh, is that one of the weird Easter eggs you can find in the game? I have found the one where once you've met young Revolver Ocelot and you've not and like you watch the cutscene where Snake beats him up and knocks him out, like if you then take a lethal weapon to him, like and then kill him, you do get a game over because it causes a time paradox. I did discover that, and I'm like, that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. That is brilliant. And I know for a fact when you get to the sniper boss in the game, if you if you save, turn the console off, wait a week, or set the console's time forward a week, you can actually beat him by having him die of old age. Which again, I think that is brilliant. I think that is you gotta love Kojima's sense of humor. He's like dark and surreal sense of humor. So I'm looking forward when I get to that. Not sure if I will actually. Well, am I actually going to fight him or wait a week? Um, Not sure. I'll see how much he kicks my ass. Um, if I'm finding him too difficult, then yeah, I'll do the thing of waiting a week. Uh, but if not, I'll try and take him on. I mean, I didn't actually I didn't actually find Sniper Wolf all that difficult, so I don't know. Maybe. Fun fact: can I guess Stanley's favorite DC character, Batman? I know he was good friends with the creator of Batman, so um, and isn't everyone's favorite DC character Batman? And that's why DC want to do all the films like Batman. Lobo, Lobo, Lobo. Is this serious Lobo? Oh, nice. I'm talking. You were right. It is Lobo. Nice. Uh, yeah. Rest in peace, Stanley. When I was in Japan, actually, there was a cafe, which I later found out it's a cafe chain called Excelsior, and I was just like, I went in there and I'm just like, this one's for you, Stan. And I went in there and I ordered a grapefruit juice, and it was horrible. It was terrible. I don't know what possessed me to order that. I've discovered I do not like grapefruit. That was one of the worst things I ever drank. Uh, but I did get a sandwich there. The sandwich was nice, but the grapefruit, ugh, that was horrible. Never again. What made Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and especially Shazam so fun is they showed us there's more to DC than just Batman. Absolutely, absolutely. I think DC are kind of starting to get it now. Like, if you're going to compete with Marvel, like the MCU, you're going to have to kind of play by their rules, guys. I'm afraid they've set the standard now. You can try and be darker and edgier and all that, but that's not what people are watching superhero films for anymore. Um, yeah, if you want to compete with Marvel, sadly you've got to play the game by their rules. Uh, Hey, GBGC's here. Yeah. Speaking of DC, how many have watched The Joker? I have not watched Joker yet. I want to because I hear it's really good. Like people tell me it's amazing, but I have not seen it yet. Uh, uh, Ditto, shut up or you're going back in the Pokeball. Whoops. Don't worry, it's all right, it's all right. I got it, it's still here. It's officially been a year since Stan Lee's passing. Oh gosh, has it really been a year? Oh, where does the time go? Gosh, when that man started making comics, I bet he couldn't have predicted not just how big his comic books would become, but that they'd become so big that, eventually they'd be adapted into the highest grossing movie of all time. It's like, kind of makes you wish you could go back in time and tell the young Stan Lee that, which sadly he never lived to see, but, you know, it's part of his legacy now. Joker's officially ruined talk shows for me. Okay, I guess I'll make more sense if I see the film. I was going to say, but yeah, no, I've been meaning to see Joker. I just haven't gone around to watching it yet. I was going to say, I know everybody hated Jared Leto's representation of the Joker in Suicide Squad. I actually didn't have a problem with it. I actually thought, okay, it's weird, it's different, but that's the Joker. He's weird and different. Just because it's not a kind of Joker portrayal we're used to doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Look at Heath Ledger's Joker. That was very different from what we'd seen up to that point, but that's considered the most memorable performance of the Joker. And I think that was the large problem for him, is that he was having to follow up Heath Ledger's portrayal, which was so beloved. Captain Marvel, I have little interest in seeing. I liked Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was good. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. Was it the best Marvel film? No, but it was a good film. I enjoyed it. And I heard Joker is hated by PC culture. All the more reason to see it. You can just call me anti-PC principal. Hello to everybody who's joining. Hello. I think Jared's. Oh, hey, it's Ollie. Ollie's in the chat. Hey, long time no see, mate. Hey. Just the material he's given to work with. Yeah, and quite a lot of his scenes were apparently cut out of the film. Like a lot of stuff of him was cut out of the film due to time. So yeah, I think they didn't really have a chance to give him much chance to shine as the Joker, because like there's things they did leave in, he's barely in it at all. So like I say, I'm not going to say he was like a great Joker or like the best Joker, because he really wasn't. But I'm just saying I didn't mind his interpretation of the Joker, because it was different, but different doesn't necessarily mean bad. But Suicide Squad still sucked as a film, don't get me wrong. I did not like Suicide Squad. That film still sucked. Mark Hamill is the perfect Joker. Oh yeah, no. Mark Hamill is and always will be the definitive voice of the Joker. It's just like it's the role he was born to play. Well, thank God Suicide Squad is getting a reboot. I didn't hear it was getting a reboot, but I did hear it was getting a sequel, and I know I know both John Cena and Taika Waititi are going to be in the next film, in the next Suicide Squad film, and for that combination alone, and it's been directed by James Gunn. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? So the sequel to me actually holds a lot of promise. Uh, I just like picturing when Disney made up with James Gunn, they've been like, "Come on, back. Look. Maybe we overreacted. You did apologize for your mistakes. Come on, back. Let's do this again. Come on, let's have you direct Guardians 3. You know, you don't need to do Suicide Squad now." And James Gunn just being all like, "Contract's already signed. Nothing I can do." Dis- Disney and Marvel being like, "Shit." uh, yeah, no, I'm actually, even though I didn't like the first one, I'm actually excited for Suicide Squad 2. I think if James Gunn's on board, because they were trying to make it like the Guardians of the Galaxy, trying to do it like DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. So, well, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, but they were trying to make it DC's equivalent thereof, is what I mean. So if they bring the guy who directed Guardians on, then it could be good. But then again, Justice League had the same director as Avengers, and well, then again, the production schedule of Justice League was just a mess to begin with. I don't think even Joss. I think when Joss Whedon came on board, it was like beyond hope of saving anyway. So, uh, Guardians 3 has Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, I know people want Beta Ray Bill in the MCU. I know he's quite a popular character. I don't know that much about him, but I know quite a lot of people do want him in. Even some good creators have their dads. Well, like I say, if you know anything about the messy production schedule of Justice League, I think like by the time Joss Whedon came on board, it was beyond saving. Uh, it's supposed to be directed by Zack Snyder, but declined when his daughter committed suicide. Yeah, I know that was horrible. That was horrible. I mean, much as I didn't care for Zack Snyder's films in the DCEU, like I never wished anything like that on him. And I never wished any ill will upon him. That was horrible. Have I ever played Legend of Heroes? No, I have not. I don't know what that is. Sounds like some League of Legends esque game, and well, I refuse to play games like that because of the amount of babies they have playing, like this one. Uh, One mentality I do absolutely hate, so as soon as we're talking about superhero movies, is the mentality that you have to be one side or the other. You have to be Marvel or DC, and like if you say you don't like DC's films, that means, oh, you're an uber Marvel fanboy. Oh, you're blinded because you just care about Marvel. Thing is, guys, I want DC's films to be good. I really do. I want it so I can be spoiled rotten with superhero films, but it's only just now they started picking up the slack. Uh, Speaking of movies, actually, for speaking of movies, actually, to move on to a slightly lighter note, just before I started the stream, YouTube actually recommended me the trailer for the upcoming Scooby Doo reboot film, Scoob, that is coming out because I guess just calling it Scooby Doo would be too old school. I guess calling it just Scoob is some kind of modern art take on it. But yeah, I watched the trailer for Scoob and eh, um, is all I can say. Uh, uh, I'm not a fan of either, but come on, guys, you don't need to be one side or the other. Exactly. Look, guys, there's too much negativity in the world anyway. We need to be trying to be positive more. But yeah, trailer for Scoob. Yeah. Is Scoob an origin story? Yes, it is. It's like a new take on how Shaggy and Scooby met and all that, because there's been like, I don't know, 5 different tellings of that already, like 5 different versions. Didn't they do a live action one at one point and it was awful? I mean, I know they did the live action films with oh, look, there goes the drunk. I know they did the live action ones with like with Matthew Lillard and stuff. Like the ones that came out in the cinema, which were shit. But I know they did an origin one, which I think was direct to DVD or was a TV movie or something. Like yeah, they did a live action one, like which was an origin story of how they all met, and it was awful. We need the power of love back. Who's with me? Yeah, let's get Scott Pilgrim up in here. DC TV shows like Batman the Animated Series and Teen Titans and Justice League. Yeah, no, like DC have always had good cartoons. The DC cartoons I will never, although apparently their new animated movies are got a hit and miss. But like things like Batman the Animated Series, like Teen Titans, and like yeah, the Justice League cartoon, the old Superman cartoon, like those are all great. I was gonna say, and then and then they gave us Teen Titans Go. And then they gave us Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans, which was just like kind of like they were saying, "Hey, you remember this? You remember this? The one you used to like? Remember this? Remember when all these characters were good?" Speaking of Scooby, did anybody watch a pup named Scooby Doo when they were younger? I watched a couple of episodes of that. That was during the weird period where everything had to have every property had to have a version of it where they were kids because of the success of Muppet Babies. It's so weird that we live in a timeline where Justin Timberlake does a spot on Boo Boo impression. And somebody pointed out earlier that Matthew Lillard is pretty much considered the successor to the Shaggy role. This is the age we live in, folks. Yeah, he's considered Casey Kasem's successor. Well, unfortunately, it's the role that most of my generation is going to remember him for. Is the role that he's Shaggy. I mean, bad and all as those movies are, like he did do a good job portraying the character. This is the age we live in. Justin Timberlake is Boo Boo. Matthew Lillard has taken over the role of Shaggy. Have I seen an anime called Demon Slayer? No, I have not, but that is the most cliche name you could give to any property ever. Like we see Starfire has a Sailor Moon transformation in the Judas contract. Seriously? And casually mentions her and Robin getting busy. Yeah, that's what annoys me about the current DC animated films. They have to be edgier by sexing it up. It's like, yeah, it's sexy. Yeah, we put loads of sex jokes in it. We put loads of sexual content in it because we're so edgy and adult. I'm just like, dude, grow up. I mean, DC used to do some really good animated movies, as well as their like TV series of cartoons, like the animated Wonder Woman movie. I haven't seen all of it, but from what I did see, it was it was really good. Like I enjoyed the animated Green Lantern film as well. Like they did some really good animated films, and now they're all like, "Yeah, we have to be so edgy and adult." I'm just like, "Shut the hell up! Shut the feck up!" Apparently the creator of Dexter's Lab, has a new series called Primal, which I have not seen, so I can't comment. Wait, are you alive? You pass on. Are you? Yeah, he's drunk. He's out. He's out. All right, back in the ball you go. You can't block my style. He's he's in the ball. uh Primal is pretty good, but it's not for kids. Well, with a name like Primal, I imagine not. Did anyone ever play the obscure? Sorry, Diana. Um, did anyone play the very very obscure PS2 game Primal? I remember playing that when I was younger. Like, did anyone ever play that? Anyone else ever play that? That was a game. I don't remember if it was good or bad. I just remember it was a game. It was a thing. It was like this girl, this girl. She's died, but she's taken to a demon realm, and like she finds out she's part demon, and like she has to harness all these demon powers, and she has a little like gargoyle thing walking around with her. Um, anyone else ever play that? No, just me. Yeah, it was it's kind of a lost PS2 game. It was one of the earliest PS2 one of the earlier PS2 games, I think, and it kind of got lost to time. Like I say, I don't remember whether it was good or bad. I just remember, oh yeah, that was a game. If you can make edgy humor work, balance it out with light-hearted stuff, and maintain a consistent tone, then it's fine to have some edge. Absolutely, I agree with that. Did I play Tiny Tank for the PS2? No, I've never heard of that, but I guess it's like Primal. I guess it's one of those games that just kind of fell through the cracks. Mm. Mm. There was a lot of PS2 games that kind of fell through the cracks. One of the type of edgy humor I have is a character swearing a ton because I have a potty mouth. You certainly do, which is somehow my fault apparently. But anyway, um, thing is, like with things trying to be edgy and stuff, there is such a thing as trying too hard, and when companies like start trying too hard or trying to be edgy, it comes off as ironically comes off as very immature. It's like because people can see when you're trying too hard. Uh, and like I say, it just comes off as immature. It comes off as like as you being that one kid who thinks you have to grow up so fast and stop watching cartoons when you're like 10 years old or something. Uh, anyway, I've lost sight of what we were talking about now. Trying to think of what else is going on that I can talk about. Uh, I don't think you're ever too old to like a cartoon. Um, well, to people who say cartoons are for children, I say Family Guy, South Park, Futurama, American Dad, um, Bob's Burgers. What's the other one? The guy from that stars in Archer. That's it. King of the Hill. It's like guys can't. There are plenty of animated. Rick and Morty. Yeah, like there's tons of animated content out there that is for an older audience. Uh, and that's I loved how that was the main BoJack Horseman of yeah, that's one as well. Like like that was always people's like defense whenever I said anime or cartoons. It's like oh, cartoons are for children. First of all, there's anime for children: Pokemon, Digimon, um, Bakugan, Beatman, whatever Mon thing thing is going to come next. Yokai Watch, things like that. First of all, there are anime for children, guys. Um, Secondly, there are cartoons for adults, so that argument is invalid. Sorry. So it's I've got this like delayed swallow thing, so which sometimes causes me to gasp involuntarily. So yeah, don't worry, I'm all right. It's just like my delayed swallow. Did I ever watch Black Lagoon? No, but I know of it. I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it before. Ponyo Pano, DigiChat, the animes for kids. Yeah, there are tons of anime for children. It was like people used to make the argument to me that manga aren't comic books, even though that's literally the translation is whatever. Anyway, because comic books are for children, I'm like, well, you've clearly never read Deadpool then. And again, there are manga for children. Uh, it's it's oh my gosh, and like, and the ultimate checkmate for me with the whole anime aren't cartoons thing is the very first time I went to Japan, and I that was when my sister was studying over there and living with a host family. Um, when I met her host mother, one of the first things she says to me is, "Your sister tells me you like Japanese cartoon." And I'm like, "There you go, an actual Japanese person just called them cartoons." So screw you, checkmate. Anime are cartoons. There's not a problem with that. Uh, Also, Doraemon. Yeah, yeah, that's a huge. That's what's in with the kids at the moment in Japan. Bloody hell! When I was over there, I saw him blinking everywhere. Uh, but yeah, this whole like that such and such a genre is for children. It's a load of bull crap. Uh, it's a load of rubbish. It's from those same people who I mentioned who like think they have to be edgy and grown up, who in the process become very very immature. Uh, just don't watch Naruto. Yeah, I've heard things about that. Um, don't be fooled by the the cutesy art. That's what I tell people about Madoka Magica. It's like, do not let the cutesy magical girl premise fool you. This series is messed up. Uh, it's like I think I've worn this shirt in a stream before. I might not have, but if you've seen me on Twitter and Instagram, you've probably seen me wear it. Like I have a shirt with Cube on it, which it's saying "Make a contract, save the world," sort of thing. Yeah, it's got Cube's face like right on the chest. I remember at my old church there's a there was an additional needs guy there, and like whenever I wore that shirt, he was like, "Oh, I like your shirt, Jack. I like that," and I'm just like, I was always thinking, "Oh, thank you." I would say thank you, but I was always thinking, Trust me, if you knew what this thing was, you would not be saying that. He is not your friend. Uh, just try watching with your kids Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I've heard that gets pretty messed up. Uh, I've been meaning to watch Hunter x Hunter actually. Uh, I hear it's really good, but I never got around to watching it. But since Magico was mentioned, I heard that Magica Record, the Madoka mobile game, is getting an anime adaptation. Well, what game version doesn't get an anime adaptation these days? You could say that for My Hero Academia, even though it's meant for teenagers, can be very kid friendly. And that explains why its fan base is full of babies. Ayo! Oh, I went there. I can't actually do that. So, uh, yeah, that would explain why its fan base is full of babies. Like this one, who's in his Pokeball right now. Uh, oh gosh, the My Hero Academia fan base is, well, it's the exact reason why I don't do fan bases anymore. It's like, sending death threats over a bit of fan service, even though that's nothing new to anime. I'm just like, and there it is. Does he do escape the Pokeball? No, 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 no. He's totally back in there. He's totally back in there. He's totally been in there the whole time. He didn't escape at all. There is no escape. No one can escape the Pokeball. Uh, would I recommend Madoka Magica? Yeah, I would actually. I would. It's a very good series. I still need to watch the Rebellion movie. Actually, um, I still have not watched Rebellion, and I hear that's a very divisive film for people. And I do finally have it on. I can't remember if I got the Blu-ray or the DVD or not, but I do have a home media version. But yeah, I've been meaning to watch that, but I never have. I need to see what it was that was so divisive about it. Have I heard that a Ruby fan died from suicide? Well, first of all, they didn't die from suicide; they committed suicide. But anyway, because of harassment of the fans. Well, with the Ruby fan base, that does not surprise me at all. I talked about this last week of how I don't care how they were basically like, I don't care what Monty wanted, you have to make Bumblebee canon or else you're the devil, basically. Completely undoing took me a while to appreciate Madonna. Don't worry, Afotaku. It took us all a while to appreciate Madonna. You meant Madoka. Yeah, well, it took us all a while to come around on Madonna. uh, I think that's a nice way to come off of such a grim topic. But yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me with the Ruby fan base. Yeah, I don't care what Monty wanted or this relationship that we spent building. We have to canonize a same-sex relationship that had no real build at all, um, just because it's politically correct. Uh, oh, I do love Ribena. Yeah, that's what annoys me about fan bases and political correctness. Well, what annoys me about that culture is that the offended party are always right. Doesn't matter what the offensive one did or what however he meant something, the offended are always right. And that drives me insane. But three anime I would never recommend. And then she's listed like five of them. Three anime I would never recommend. Um One, Shoujo Tsubaki. Two, School Days. Yes, I've heard about School Days. And contrary to what people say, I did not review School Days on my old channel. I reviewed School Rumble, which is a good series. Three, Hellgirl. Four, Naruto. Five, Raki Nikki. Yeah, I've heard about that one. Uh, but yeah, School Days. I've heard of the premise of that one, and I think it's fair to say I'm never going to watch it. I've heard about the how messed up the ending is as well. I'm just like, what the fuck? But that's like one that's widely considered to be one of the worst anime of all time. And for me, that just amazes me that anime fans can acknowledge anything as being bad. The games are worse. I'm sure they are. Uh, oh gosh. Actually, one of the funniest things for me was when I was reviewing Love Hina, and everybody was telling me to back out. Like everyone was telling me to back out. Like not just a couple of people, everyone was. And I should have listened. I should have listened. I let my Saiyan pride get to me there, and um, I let my Saiyan pride get to me, and I was like, no, no, I have to review it now because everybody is telling me how bad it is. But I should have listened because that anime became unbearable at some points. No character shown doing the nasty is meant to be under 18. They're in high school, of course they are. I was like something Moscow X said about School Days. Um, yeah, Love Hina. Oh my gosh, that anime was unbearable. That the anime just the anime basically just took the idea of an abusive relationship and turned it into a joke. That's how bad Love Hina Blicken is. Anyway, enough about bad anime. Let's talk about some good anime. Let's um I'm uh I'm nearly through the first compilation volume of Inuyasha now, and I found out that the anime that I keep saying is really difficult to find is actually on the US Netflix, but not the UK Netflix because we never really got anything in Inuyasha in the UK, which is annoying. But hey, I'm enjoying reading the manga, so that's something. Uh, Although it is, I'm only like I'm into what is essentially the third volume of the manga now. In this is a compilation of three manga volumes, and already I'm just saying to Inuyasha and Kikome, just fuck already. It's like, oh my gosh, like you can cut this sexual tension with a knife. I'm just like, oh, it's that whole I'd never be interested in him. She annoys me. I'd never be interested in her thing, and it's just like so obvious. I'm just like, oh my gosh, just do it. Do I have to lock you both in the room until you do it? Because one of you is underage and I don't want to do that. But oh my gosh, that's basically the whole anime. Yeah, I bet it is. Uh, But then again, I've also also pointed out, you're right, like Leonardo one saying like you've seen Urusei Yasura, I'm probably saying that wrong, which was done by the same creator of Inuyasha, same creator as Inuyasha, and I've seen that the protagonist of that tends to wear a very revealing outfit, but this is the same author who said Kagome can never show her panties, which, don't get me wrong, that I'm okay with, especially considering the character's underage. But then this is the same person who will then go and draw her completely nude, will have a full coloured, originally full coloured page of her in a swimsuit with a lot of focus on that, and have a joke involving her bra. But no, her panties are where we draw the line. I'm just like, it's kind of a double standard, don't you think? Anyway, been going for over an hour now, and I've got things I need to do in about an hour and a half. But yeah, I am gonna wrap things up here, and thank you to everybody who has shown up to this stream. We're talking, Chibi Protector's talking about a love for Mermaid Saga, which another thing I've never seen. But anyway, yeah, no, thank you to everybody for showing up. I will hopefully see everybody next week. Hopefully we won't talk about as grim of things there as some of the things that have come up this week. But yeah, thank you to everybody who has shown up, and take care. Hey, he's making a run for it. Right, I've got to go catch him. He's making a run for it. Right, bye. Right. You're not getting away, you little bastard.